Hello, amazing day everyone. Trust that all is well and doing great this afternoon. Thank you for being with me today here at Zoom, YouTube, and Facebook. Before I continue talking, may I know if you hear me okay? Can you type on the chat box or comment section the word yes if you hear me okay, and if you see my video. I'm gonna check your answers here with my other devices. Yes, okay. I would also want to know, can you type on the chat or comment boxes your location right now while we prepare for the short introduction video? May I know your locations right now? So as I see here in Zoom, we have more than 200 participants. So I want this webinar to be engaging. So I'd like to see your answers. We have people from, okay, let me see. Okay. I'll wait for some more answers. Okay, we have people from, let's see. Oh, there's a lot of people participating from QC, Parañaque, Bataan, Jensan, Cebu, Capas Tarlac, oh, my hometown, Pampanga, Manila, Leyte, Santa Ana, Manila, Subic, Pasig, Cebu, Baguio. Okay, more people from Baguio, Cavite, Tuguegarao, La Union, Subic, Valenzuela, General Santos City, Cotabato, Davao, Negros Occidental, Imos Cavite, Mindoro, Pangasinan. I'm actually in Pangasinan right now. This is our second home. Aklan, Angeles City, Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. Wow, all around the Philippines. I hope all is well, especially we just had the typhoon, no? So, thank God, umalis siya agad. So, hindi tayo masyadong affected. Pero we have to pray also for the people who, I think sa Visayas, no, medyo may effect yung typhoon. So, let's continue praying for those affected by the typhoon. We also have people from Camiguin, Pagadian City, Bicol. Wow. Okay. Where else? Marikina, Taguig, Laguna. Wow, thank you for your answers. So I guess everyone is awake and participating. So thank you for that. You also have people from YouTube, but they're quite silent. Let me see here if there's answers. Oh, Facebook. On Facebook, there are people from Cavite, Sampaloc, Metro Manila, Muntinlupa, and Davao. For the people in YouTube, I can see your answers. I don't know if it's just lagging or you're just silent. So I hope everyone will participate because I want my webinars to be engaging, no? Okay. So let's see here. Before we play the short introduction about myself, I'd like to give you a a background, okay, of what we will be discussing this afternoon. So perhaps I can screen share my slides. There you go. So today's webinar is entitled How to Become a Successful Team Leader. This is actually an introduction to a full course that I conduct with Limitless Power Coach, which is entitled The Basic Skills of Leadership and Management, which is on its ninth run already, happening on November 25. It's a one-day online training. So later, the admin will share you the link on how to register. Okay? And there are still people coming in here in Zoom. Let's see how many more people. So right now we are already more than 300. Wow, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so moving on, before my introduction, let me give you the overview of our webinar. So here's a quick overview of what I will be discussing with you today. Some of it might not be new to you anymore. So this might just be a venue for you to relearn or perhaps give an affirmation of what you already know. But for those who find this new, I hope it would help you become more successful on being a team leader in your chosen industry and company. We will be discussing what are the core responsibilities of a TL or team leader. What is the difference between a TL and a manager? What are the characteristics of a TL? So moving forward, I'll be using TL for team leader. And also, how can a TL motivate their team? And last but not the least is how can I excel as a new team leader or TL? Okay. So we are now 350 here at Zoom. Thank you for joining us. For those who just came in, okay, I'm just waiting for the admin to prepare for the short introduction. It's just a There you go. It's just a 30-second, I guess, 30-second video. Okay. So show reel, admin. Okay, I think there's no music for the introduction, but that's okay. You can find my profile online with the other webinars that I have conducted online. We have a there you go. Are we still playing it, admin? All right, thank you. So that's my short introduction about myself. Okay, now we are almost 400 here at Zoom. So thank you for joining us, for those who came in just now. So let's move forward without delaying anymore. Here are several examples of duties a team leader may have. Uniting their team. No? The TL should ensure that all team members clearly understand their roles as it relates to others on the team. So everyone should know how they are expected to work together to achieve success. So this is very basic, no? Okay, next one, planning goals and milestones. The TL should establish a plan for the team to reach their assigned goals, no, by identifying and communicating responsibilities to team members. Often, TLs are responsible for making a project schedule for the group. Diba? So that's the second one. What's the third one? Tracking and communicating progress. The TL monitors the progress of team members, di ba? And updates them, no, the team, supervisors, not only the team members, but also the supervisors and other stakeholders about the project status. I'm just giving you a briefing, no? For those who are already a team leader, perhaps you already know this. Okay, what's the last but not the least responsibility of a team leader? Supporting team members with feedback. Okay, team leaders often act as peer mentor to their team by offering feedback, encouragement, and strategies for improvement. So we always hear the word mentor or coach. What is the difference between mentor and a coach? No? When we say mentor, you have a mentee. So it's like being a mentor, ikaw yung parang goal niya, no? He or she wants to be you. So it's like asking you the step by step on how you got into your position or your career, how you went about it. But coaching is more of like parang counseling din, no? Parang sa basketball coaching. Um, you are just guiding the person, no? But not necessarily to be like you, but to be the better version of himself in terms of himself or herself in terms of leadership. Okay. So this is very basic. Now I just want to know whom from the audience are already doing this or is already a team leader in their company. I just want to feel or know more about my audience today. Can you type on the chat box, I am a TL, if you are already a team leader in your company, and not yet a TL if you aren't, or perhaps you are aspiring to be a team leader. Let me see your answers here. Okay. Okay, most of you are saying you are already a team leader. Starting, says Cecilia. Okay, most of you are team leaders, aspiring team leader, Jamelia. Okay, so most of you are already a team leader. But question is, what is the difference between a team leader and a manager? Right? Well, TLs and managers both solve problems, no? Or you assign work and monitor progress. However, team leaders usually manage smaller teams, while managers can be responsible for entire departments and often supervise several team leaders. No? So under you as a manager are several team leaders. Unlike managers, team leaders are usually not responsible for employee discipline, no, or performance reviews and wages. Team leaders typically have less experience than supervisors and may consider the role a chance to explore an interest in higher or mid-level management. So team leader and then supervisor and then manager. So perhaps those who answered I am a TL may be already in a supervisory or managerial role. Let me know by typing on the chat box, I am a manager or I am a supervisor. Let me know for those who already typed in a while ago, I am a TL. Are you a supervisor now or a manager or just a team leader for now? Let me see your answers. Okay, right now we are already 400 plus participants. Okay, let me see. Supervisor, manager, just a TL. Okay, so most of you are supervisor and manager. Very good. Now, we will be moving on to the characteristics of a team leader. A team leader should strive to be effective, accountable, courageous, and empathic, or with empathy. No? Meaning of empathy is having the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. No? So acting as a team leader is a great opportunity to develop your character. So some additional qualities of a successful team leader include communicative. Okay? Team leaders should communicate information consistently and clearly to the team. A good team leader or TL is also a skilled listener who can accept and act on feedback, suggestions, and concerns from team members. Last time, we had a free webinar about 10 ways to become an effective leader. You can check it out on our YouTube channel. So the admin will also post the link on the chat and comment box regarding our YouTube channel. It was said there that it is important that we communicate not only by talking, but also listening. There's a fine line between hearing and listening. And as one participant asked during that webinar, he asked, what's the difference between hearing and listening? He asked. So hearing, as we know, is shallow lang, no? As it only affects the sense of hearing. While listening, on the other hand, is really understanding, analyzing and contemplating the words and meaning of the other person's concern or idea. Next characteristic or quality to be a successful team leader is confidence. Is another quality of a successful TL. A good leader believes in the ability of their team to accomplish goals. This often improves the confidence, dedication, and motivation of team members. So that means sometimes you have to step back and don't micromanage, no? Minsan kasi there's a temptation na, ay, ako na lang nga kasi mas mabilis or mas maganda yung outcome kung ako yung gagawa. So you micromanage. But that's not the right thing to do if you want to be a successful team leader. You have to step back and don't micromanage so they feel that they are trusted. And with that, they will be more confident and have an autonomy in what they are doing. Just make sure you give them the right tools to finish their work effectively and efficiently, di ba? Kaya nga, need ng proper communication as stated a while ago. So you ask them also with regards to their needs. Okay? So next is being fair. Just checking my other devices from time to time. So rules and guidelines must be communicated clearly and applied consistently, no? There's a word consistently. Apply consistently and communicate clearly. That's why we have company handbooks, right? Where all the rules and regulations within the company is stated. Siguro naman, within your company, meron na kayong company handbook. So if you don't have, perhaps you can ask the HR about it. Baka hindi nyo palang nababasa, no? But as a TL, you have to know what are the rules and regulations within your company. So whether creating a schedule or assigning tasks as a TL, you have to work to create an office environment that is equal and without favoritism. No? Kaya nga dapat may fairness. Minsan kasi, we have a team member na very skilled, no, talented, and perhaps with people skills. No, that's why sometimes as TL we have this favoritism that other team members may see na minsan nagiging meet siya, no, na para magwatak-watak yung team. So as a team leader, you should not show any favoritism, but treat them equally. No? Equally in a sense, syempre meron din tayong uniqueness, no? As team members. Ang ating mga team members, iba-iba ang ugali, iba-iba ang personalities, and ang skills nila. So, equally, when I say equally and fair, syempre, may iba-iba din tayong way on how to handle each one of them. Hindi naman pwedeng kung paano mo trinit yung isa, ganun na lahat. Kasi iba-iba nga sila. But, at the end of the day, when I say fairness and equality, syempre, what's within the company handbook, kung kailangan i-reprimand, you reprimand. No? Hindi dahil favorite mo siya, is hindi mo na siya i-reprimand even if kailangan na. No? Or meron siyang bina-violate na rules and regulations, and then you don't call his or her attention. Okay, next is to be inspirational. A good TL motivates individuals to do their best work to contribute to the goal, especially in times of stress or difficulty. Usually, as a TL, ikaw yung challenger, no? Or kung baga fighter sa team. Ikaw yung taga-cheer sa group during times of challenges and when times are not easy for the group. One example is enjoying or celebrating short wins. No? For example, may target kayo ng team. Kahit malayo pa kayo sa target, every time you reach a certain point, which brings you closer to the target, you hype up the team. No? Example namin dyan was our YouTube channel. We were targeting 1,000 subscribers 5 months ago. There was a time 20 subscribers pa lang kami. So I jokingly told the team 980 na lang. No? Parang 980 is still a long way to go to 1,000. But just to hype them up na, oy, may 20 subscribers na tayo. And every day, I would give heads up to the team on how many additional subscribers we had that day, no? And finally, today we reached 1,000 subscribers already. Actually, it's more than 1,000 already as of today. So that's one way of inspiring the team. No? Just an example. Next, as a TL, you have to be flexible. No? Once the team's plan is in place, the team leader must monitor progress, making changes along the way as needed. It is crucial, especially now that our economy is unstable and works and businesses now are disrupted due to digitalization. Okay, like hotel businesses. No, before they don't have competition like Airbnb or taxi businesses. No, didn't have Grab competition. Wala na tayong Uber ngayon sa Philippines, no? But before we had. So it is competing with the regular taxi businesses. So to be a TL right now, just like a good supervisor or manager, you must be adaptable, no, and flexible when it comes to making changes on plans if need be. Okay? And Delegatory is a good quality of a TL, just as much as the other characteristics stated a while ago. A good team leader knows which parts of a project to handle and which tasks to delegate to specific team members. This practice helps the team meet goals and feel more empowered in their work. When we say delegate, it doesn't mean na ibigay mo na lang yung task, no? And then bahala ka na dyan. When we say delegate, it's more on you trust that person that he or she will do well on that job. That's why you are delegating that task. But don't forget that you have to follow up. You have to remind that person and you have to check his or her work. Right? Hindi pwedeng bigay mo na lang, delegate mo na, and then bahala na. And then pag nag-fail siya, kasalanan niya. No. A successful team leader follows up and is accountable for his or her team member. So, this means that you have to know your people. How will you delegate tasks to your team members if you do not know their strengths, weaknesses, knowledge, skills, and competencies? So, being a TL means you have to connect with your team members to delegate effectively and efficiently. Kaya dyan nagagamit yung mga one-on-one coaching or as simple as spending time with them outside office to better know them, so when you get back in the workplace, you are more connected and aligned, and you can better decide on what and to whom to delegate tasks. But of course, this goes without saying that you, as a TL, must be fair, no? As said a while ago. Hindi pwedeng dahil mas close kayo nung isa mong team member, wala siya masyadong delegations, no? Or perhaps sa kanya mo lahat dinelegate kasi you trust that person. No? You have to delegate fairly as well. Okay? Now, before I move on to the next topic, I have a question to all of you. Just so I know you are listening to me because I can't hear you, I just hear my voice. From the characteristics of a successful TL discussed, the characteristics that you see on the screen right now, which of those do you think you do not possess yet, or perhaps still needs to improve on? So from communicative, confident, fair, inspirational, flexible, and or delegatory, which of these should you include to your qualities moving forward to be a successful TL? Okay? I will read your answers later after I discuss the next topic. No? Feel free to type your answers on the chat or comment box. I will read it later. So right now we are almost 500 here at Zoom. So perhaps together with the YouTube and Facebook, we are now 500. Thank you for spending your afternoon with us. All right. Now, how can a team leader motivate their team? An effective leader should motivate and empower others to be their best, right? Every team will face setbacks or unexpected problems. A leader's ability to encourage others during challenging times create a successful team. Don't you agree? So here are a few strategies to help your team achieve its goals even during difficult situations. First is to define core values. Okay? Identifying, communicating, and upholding a team's core values in line with those of the company can help people feel more inspired and motivated toward achieving certain goals. So, it is just right and needed that you, as a TL, must know the company's vision, mission, goals, and shared values within the company. Don't work to a company that doesn't have the same values as yours, di ba? Because this will lead to burnout in the long run. One reason why millennials, or the recent generation jump from one company to another these days is because they are looking for purpose in what they do at work. They make sure their personal values are aligned with the company they work from. Okay, core values. Next, show appreciation. Okay, recognition is a powerful tool. Whether you send a short email about the team's weekly success or host a monthly lunch to reward employees for meeting goals, acts of appreciation can be extremely effective. I myself make sure to appreciate my team as much as possible, and weekly appreciation per individual per week, no? Para naman they end their week with a successful feeling or on a positive note. Adhere to rules. No? Team members should be able to trust that you will uphold rules established by your organization. Make sure that your team members are able to maintain a work-life balance, or as I call it, work-life alignment. No? Because sometimes I feel like you cannot balance it anymore. Not in a way na, for example, nowadays, this may be true to mompreneurs like me, no? Or mothers in general. Now that our children are doing school works at home and we are working from home, you need to align your work and personal life by perhaps working on, example is working on your computers while overseeing your children in front of you. No, just just like right now, I am here on my laptop and I can see my daughter over there reading her book, even if it's they are on their holidays. No, she has to finish some schoolworks. Most of the time, kids are more demanding nowadays, no, because you are just there in front of them. So work and life alignment occurs when one is equally comfortable at work and outside the office, handling both personal and professional activities in either environment. To put it in a TL perspective, so like right now, you may be working from home and yet you still have targets or deadlines. Your team members need to do their part. And if, for example, one of your team members is not doing his or her part, you must adhere to the rules of the company. If she needs or he needs to be reprimanded, do so that the team may feel motivated in doing the right thing and not feel like that it's okay to underperform, right? So you have to adhere to the rules. Act as a full member of the team. Okay? Show your commitment and inspire others by doing your share of work, such as cleaning the workplace, no? Running errands or accepting weekend and night shifts. No? For those nurses, no? Supervisors, I saw a while ago, there's a nurse supervisor. So baka naman as team leader, medyo ayaw mo yung mga night shifts kasi ayaw mo mapuyat. Well, you have to show commitment, no, to inspire your team. Sometimes you have to do it. Okay, you have to accept it. You can also show them that you can do what they are doing, right? That way, they will trust and respect you as their team lead. They know that you are not just an authority because of your position, but a team lead because you have the knowledge and skill, and in addition can handle a team or group of team members, right? And last but not the least is lead by example. Display the attitudes and behaviors you want to see in your team members and try to create a positive work culture. No? Positive work culture. Sometimes if we are stressed out, especially the frontliners right now, they are stressed out because of a lot, there are a lot of things to do. Sometimes yung work culture natin nagiging negative na or negative. Or as they say, nagiging negatron ka na, no? But as a TL, you have to pause, no? And make sure you are the catalyst, no, of optimism at work and not the source of negative energy within the workplace. As we know, there are different leadership styles such as autocratic, participative, or transformational, and the like, which you may use on the different situations. But by default, you already have one type of leadership style. So actually, during the full course online training, this will be one of the topics. So you have to lead by example. So you have to also know what type of leader you are. So perhaps you can improve on that, or perhaps if by default you are really an autocratic. When I say autocratic, parang dictator, perhaps sometimes you have to change your leadership style so that the culture within the workplace will improve, or will be more light, para hindi naman stressed out ang mga team members mo. So that ends the topic on how we motivate other team members. Now let me read the answers to my question a while ago. From the characteristics of a successful team leader, which of those do you think you do not possess yet, or perhaps needs to improve on? So let's see the answers here from Facebook. Two of them said delegatory. You have to improve on that. Yeah, as I've said, delegating work means you also need to follow up, no? Not leverage, no? Not leverage kasi is more of you multiply your time, no? And energy through them, through your team member. But with delegation, you still have a part on checking up on them, that making sure they are doing the right thing and they finish it on time. Okay, Patricia said confidence. All right. You can build on your confidence by honing that skill, no? By perhaps attending leadership trainings with workshops, and then not only attending it one time, but really dapat yung napag-aaralan natin, we also do it, no? Real life, meaning hindi lang as knowledge but as skill. Skill kasi is through time, no, nagiging skill na siya kasi ginagawa mo siya everyday. Just like our muscle, hindi naman pwedeng one time ka lang nag-gym, malaki na yung muscle mo, right? So you have to do it every day, no? You experience it, you practice it, no? So you build confidence. Okay? Let me see here. Here at Zoom, more of confidence also in delegation. Oh, and very good, Hezekiah Passion. He or she said, I possess all of those. Wow, you are very confident. Congratulations. And perhaps you really know, you are self-aware that you have all those characteristics. That's why perhaps you are a manager now. I'm not sure, but congratulations. So more of delegatory. Okay. Confidence. Some are flexibility. Okay. Thank you for your answers. I can see that you are participating and still alive. Okay. Let's see here. Norbert said, delegatory, because I am afraid that they may not do it as I'm expecting it. See, I told you that you, as team leaders, you have to start trusting. Kasi when you are an individual player, no, you are not yet a team leader. You're not managing people under you or as followers. You are an expert, no? You have the skill. That's why alam mo na matatapos mo siya on time, and you will do it maybe not perfectly, but you know you will do your best, no, with your efforts. Pero sometimes pag naging team leader ka na, ayan na, no? Medyo takot ka nang mag-delegate kasi nga minsan feeling mo mas magagawa mo siyang tama, mas mabilis, no? And yung expectations mo napakataas kasi yung expectations mo sa sarili mo mataas. Pero sometimes yung mga team members mo nandun pa sila sa stage, no, na minsan nga bago pa lang sila sa work wala pa sila masyadong experience. So you have to be that team leader that checks up on them and see their progress. That way, you will build confidence, no, as a team leader if you see your team members grow from you, no, being their team leader. So sometimes confidence also arises with those situations na knowing na you are doing your best as their leader and you can see their progress. So parang credit sa you yon, no? Directly or indirectly. Okay. Wow. Okay. Thank you for your answers. So, um, before I move on to the last topic, bilis, no? I want to know from the audience, what is your core value, which you think is aligned to the company you are working for? No? But if you are not working right now, what is your personal core value that you want to see within your future company culture? I am talking about characteristics, no, when it comes to values, okay? Like for example, fairness, integrity, no? I will read your answers later. Now, last topic we have today is how can I excel as a new team leader? No? So this is for the new TLs or aspiring TLs. I've seen a while ago that there are also aspiring TLs. Often, new leaders encounter resistance when they start out. Diba? This skepticism is to be expected as a team may have developed an attachment to a former leader or may not yet trust the capability of their new organizer. Practicing dedication, professionalism, and responsibility can support team development during initial stages. No? Here are some advice for new team leaders. First is to communicate more than you think is necessary. No? Being transparent about your goals and plans to achieve them allows others to feel more confident in your leadership. This part is aligning your goals as a team to the company goals or to the bigger picture of the company. And to me personally, after some time, you have to open up to your team too. No? Like who you really are professionally and personally. That way, it builds more connection and trust. No? Not only professional, but also personal. Next is explore your team's career aspirations. Talk openly with each individual about their personal goals, strengths, and areas for improvement. You may find a new way they can contribute to the team. No? Showing genuine interest in your team members' goals will help build rapport. So, after being a good example of being genuinely honest and transparent, now it is your time to understand them, no, by letting them open up to you as their TL. Practice smart decision making. When your goals are at risk, make changes. Diba? Making quick, informed decisions is a crucial leadership skill. Sometimes, ego and pride gets in the way. Minsan, dahil gumugol na kayo ng oras sa meeting, no? When you start planning before implementing something, it is hard for TLs to take things back because of pride and ego. And perhaps it was all their idea, no, all along. But to be a successful TL, sometimes we need to humble ourselves and practice smart decision making, even if hindi natin to idea. It might be a better idea from your team member kasi minsan sila yung nasa front line or they are the ones implementing or executing the plans you have discussed as a team. So minsan they have the better ideas when it comes to alternatives. If all things fail or maybe if there are some challenges along the way, sila yung nakakakita nun. So you better be a participative leader. when it comes to that. When you say participative leader, you get also their ideas, comments, and suggestions, to be a successful team leader. Last but not the least is ask questions. Asking questions demonstrate your willingness to learn. No? Hindi pwedeng know-it-all as TL. No? Not like smart aleck TL. It also shows appreciation for for the perspective of your team. This skill can help you be seen as flexible, respectful, and open-minded. No? Just like what I have said a while ago, sabi nga nila, walang bayad magtanong. No? Questioning doesn't have a cost, but wrong decisions due to lack of information may cost a lot, no? Especially kung ang nagbabayad yung company. So as a TL, you have to do your part. Becoming a TL requires a balance of several strategic and social skills. Like any soft or hard skill, leadership can be developed within time and practice. So maganda na ang magtanong before coming up with the final decision. And this way, your members will feel more engaged and empowered. It is better to work with team members who think and not just a yes man. No? Yung yes man, yung wala nang sinabi kundi yes sir and yes ma'am. No? That way, you also hone future team leaders. And maybe you get promoted to a higher form of leadership, which may be as a supervisor or a manager. Right? So, that ends my presentation. Next would be the question and answer part. But before that, let me read your answers to my question a while ago, which is, what is your core value? Okay. I see here there are comments from Facebook that slides are not cleared or blurred. Perhaps you can watch it from our YouTube channel. It might be more clear there. So let me read your answers to my question. Okay, there's a lot of answers here at Zoom. Commitment. Okay, Mildred, let me read your answer. Mildred says her core values, or perhaps together with their company, is integrity, synergy, empowerment, respect, vision, and excellence. Very good. Okay. What else? Oh, Christine May is charitable. She said service to the poor. Perhaps you are working with non-government agency or government agencies. What else? A lot says integrity. All right. God-centered and integrity, Mary Grace said. Val said discipline, fair, integrity, commitment. Okay, Vima said professionalism, integrity, and openness. Okay, Denver, teamwork, integrity, CSR, no? Corporate social responsibility, and commitment. Yan. Siyempre, if we work with our companies, dapat yung company meron din CSR, no, for nation building. Okay, what else? Culture of sharing, integrity, synergy of united hearts, says Arlene Mesano. Okay, Norbert said, my core value is integrity. Even though no one is watching, you are doing your job correctly and with honesty. Okay, very good. Okay, super synergy of united hearts. Perhaps there are people here who belongs to one organization, no, or one company. Those who are saying synergy of united hearts. Okay, what else? Okay, these are random choices, huh? Pero there's a lot of people who answered. Thank you for your answers. Aga Michael Rojas said, my core value is striking a balance in achieving company goals, my own personal goals, and the goals of my staff. That's why it's very important, no, Aga, to have work and life alignment. No, you align your core values personally to your company's core values. That way, as a team leader, you will also align your core values to your team as a leader. Okay. Proud Atomian. Atomian here. Okay. Maybe you should um, elaborate more of being Atomian. Okay, here there are questions coming in already. Okay, so let's maybe we still have ample of time for Q&A. I could answer one or two. So let me check on the chat box and pick some questions. So right now we are more than 500. Let me pick one question here at Zoom. Okay. Let me answer the question of Catherine Gayo Billion. How to help a chairman or president leader who is autocratic or using conservative style of leadership. So usually this is the question, no, during my online trainings or even face to face and webinars, no. I had webinars related to self discovery and self awareness, and also introduction to self leadership. And my answer to that, to this question, is related to those webinars. No? First of all, we cannot change other people, right? We can only influence them. So when we say influence, no, or inspire them, we should be the good example, no? But as they say, hindi naman sila mapupunta sa posisyon nila kung hindi sa mga ginawa rin nila or kung sino sila. But as I've said, there are different leadership styles. So being autocratic or being dictator in a way, type of leadership is one of which. And you cannot change, no, directly, no, or just tell them, no, you're especially they are the higher ups to change their behaviors, no, being or their leadership styles. But what can you do? First, it's very good that you are aware of that, no? Self-awareness. No, before you become aware of others, first you have to be aware of yourself. So what type of leader are you? Perhaps hindi autocratic, no? Or conservative type of leadership ang meron ka. That's why you don't approve of your president or your chairman's autocratic leadership style. Pero kung autocratic ka rin, perhaps hindi ka magre-react, no? But since now you are aware that you have not the same, you don't have the same leadership style, what you can do is, okay, accept that fact that your chairman or president has this leadership style, but what can you do about yourself? So since you cannot change them, you can only change yourself. So this means that know yourself, be aware of yourself na okay, I see na hindi acceptable sa akin to. There's something that is triggered in me whenever I see my president or my chairman as autocratic. But why? Why are you affected by that? Perhaps during your childhood, you have a parent like that and you don't approve of it. No? Sometimes kasi may nagti-trigger sa atin and it's related to our childhood memories na bad memories, that's why na-align natin yon or na-resonate natin or na-relate natin yung situation na yon. And perhaps during that childhood, hindi effective sa yung autocratic. You become, maybe at that point, you became rebellious, and you think na, again, in this company, if the leadership style will be that way, you will also be rebellious in a way na parang, I don't want to be part of this. O kaya, ayokong sundan yung sinasabi ng boss ko kasi ba't naman ganyan siya, right? But you can only change yourself. Now that you are aware about that, you have to understand that your chairman or your president is like that also, no? So that means, now that you understand that person, you must put your focus on what's important. Okay? Is it important na lagi ka na lang nati-trigger sa autocratic style niya? Or should you put your focus more on the goal? Or what he or she is saying na align naman din doon sa company goal, no? Na you have to do on your own department or you have to do on your own team members. Okay? It's a matter of mindset and belief system, no? Because the more you focus on something, it expands, sabi nga nila, no? So the more you focus on that negativity, kasi feeling mo hindi maganda yon, no? Sa iba naman, baka okay sa kanila yung autocratic style. So, kasi ang autocratic style, it will be okay for people who has no expertise, no? Or yung mga nasa entry level pa lang, yung wala pang masyadong experience. So perhaps ikaw may experience ka na, that's why ayaw mo na yung ganung style, parang feeling mo nasasakal ka, or yung creativity mo hindi mo nalalabas. So my suggestion, my 2 cents advice for you is to focus on the greater goal, no, as a company. Lalo na kung yung goal naman na yun will benefit everyone. Don't focus more on his or her style. Eventually, we have our own learning curve, no? Perhaps pagka mas naging mature na siya, or perhaps nakita niya na maraming negative effect yung pagiging autocratic niya, eventually mag-a-adjust din siya, no? Or perhaps yung leadership style niya iti-tweak niya ng konti. Alright. Okay, maybe another question, and this would be the last. Let me see if there are other questions. Okay. Okay, there are a lot of questions. Okay, without favoritism, no, I will just randomly pick. Okay, let me see. Okay, perhaps there are other questions related to this. You can expound on this. As a new TL on an existing team, how will you change their current culture? Okay. Culture, just like as a person, we already have our own personalities. Diba? Embedded na yan. May genes na tayo na related dyan. It's biology, and really, in a young age, meron na tayo, at our young age, meron na tayo talagang personality, just like company culture. Okay? That's why, ang culture ng company, it starts with the leaders. And if you are starting as TL, since TL is below supervisors and managers, it means na ang culture na yan embedded na from the top down. So that means it's either you become a catalyst of change if you are really influential to that company. Even if nag-start ka pa lang, it would take time to be influential and inspiring to your team members, and perhaps you will be seen by the supervisors, managers, or baka may mga middle managers pa, no? And then the top. before you can change the culture. But the culture of the company is already embedded there. And usually, it can only be changed from up, down. So kung ano yung leader mo, yung pinaka-leader ng company, usually yan ang nagre-reflect from up, down, no, ng culture. But it takes a brave heart, no, and guts to change the culture. Perhaps you can start with your small group, no, being the TL, and baka makita, no, ng mga supervisors yan, no, because supervisors handles a lot of TLs, and perhaps kung meron namang good effect yung culture na na-build mo sa group mo that affects the targets, no, the numbers perhaps, or the targets within your group, no, that helps the bigger groups, baka pwedeng i-align, no, ng mga supervisors and managers until mag-change yung culture. Pero ang culture kasi nandyan na. And ang makakabago niyan usually with the support of the top management, no, or the top leaders. Pero you can start it within your own group, lalo na kung it will affect your results, no, as a group, no, na align doon sa company. But sabi ko nga, for starters ng TLs, you have to know your people first. Hindi pwedeng kakapasok mo pa lang as TL, nag-start ka pa lang na ikaw ang maging leader ng grupo na yon, and then may change management ka ng ginagawa or may change culture ka ng ginagawa. Baka hindi lalo maging effective. But yun na nga, yung like mga nabasa ko sa mga questions, yung being negative within the group and crab mentality, yung mga ganyan. Those are situations that as a leader you can improve by being a good example, by being transparent. Being transparent means you communicate, no? Na nakita ko to, no, na ganito yung culture, no, pagpasok ko ito yung na-feel ko, and with my leadership style, I think this will not work for us, no? So you open up to your team, no? Open up na not only rationally but also open your heart to them, no? Kaya nga it's very important that you have shared values kasi yun nang mag-a-align sa inyo. Okay? Okay, Christopher, you're welcome. So I guess, due to time constraint, for other questions, the team will post the questions and I will post also the answers in the comment section of our YouTube channel. No? Our YouTube channel is Limitless Power Coach, and hope you subscribe there for future free webinars and other contents that may be helpful to you now or in the future. I'm overwhelmed with your questions, and I'd like to answer them through our YouTube. Okay? So thank you, fellow leaders, for listening and staying with me this afternoon. Before our photo opportunity here at Zoom app, I would like to get this time to invite you on November 25. It's a Wednesday. I will be conducting an online training full course entitled Basic Skills of Leadership and Management. It is already on its 10th run. The objectives of the full course is listed on the screen. Register as soon as possible to get discounted prices. Discounted price. This already includes an e-certificate, a copy of my presentation on PDF format, 30-day exclusive access of the recorded version on our YouTube channel. On face-to-face training before COVID-19, it is actually worth $3,000 per person, but now it's $1,500 on a regular rate. But you can get lower rates if you register today. For more details, I believe the team sent you a link on the chat box. Also, if you want to get an e-certificate for today, you may contact the admin. So for those who want to book me to talk in a webinar for your audience, I do accept bookings for 30 minutes to maximum of 1 hour for free. For free on topics related to leadership. especially if I have the module already or the presentation. If you are interested, just contact me on the email address provided on the screen. All right. Once again, thank you and have an amazing evening. I will be turning off the share screen now and we will end YouTube and Facebook already while I join the people from Zoom for the photo op. For those who are in YouTube and Facebook, you may log into Zoom if you want to join us. The link is provided by the admin, I believe. Okay? So bye to YouTube and Facebook viewers.